So a couple of people who follow me on my Facebook gaming page have been asking me questions about my setup. They've been asking me questions like, Scotty, bro, we need to know details on what type of laptop you use, yo, what kind of camera you rocking with, what kind of microphone, how do you connect your console to your laptop, and how are you streaming to Facebook from a console, and all these different questions. So I wanted to make this video specific to all y'all asking questions about my setup. Hopefully this video is insightful for you and gives you an inside look on everything that I use in my gaming live stream setup. Now I'm going to break this video up into 10 different sections. I will leave timestamps in the description, so if you want to jump to a particular section, you can check out the description. I'll leave timestamps to all the sections where they're located in this video, and also all the products that I mentioned, the laptop, the headphones, and all the gear and accessories that I use. I'll leave links to all those products as well, so if you want to check out the products that I mentioned and maybe even purchase them for yourself, I'll leave links to everything down in the description below. Now, I do have to give you a heads up right off the jump that this is not a cheap setup. I won't get into too much detail, but I just will say that a lot of the gear and equipment that I use, I mainly have purchased for video production. So mainly for making videos for YouTube, social media, doing podcast stuff in the future and things like that. So I will let you know that this is probably an overkill setup for gaming, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is not a cheap setup. Now, first off, let's jump into the laptop. This is the bread and butter. This is what everything connects to. This is the central component to any gaming live stream setup, is the laptop or the computer. Now, I'm rocking with the 2019 MacBook Pro, i9 processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, Vega 20 graphics card. If you're into all the technical aspects and technical specs, that's what I'm rocking with, is the 2019 MacBook Pro. Now, the monitor that I use is an LG 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. This monitor is pretty dope. One of the things that I really like about it is it's kind of a 2-in-1 monitor. So I can use it as a single monitor if I just want to have my laptop being displayed on the screen, or maybe just my gaming to be displayed on the screen. I can use it as one monitor, but also I can split it up into 2 different monitors side by side. So when I'm streaming, I'll have my gameplay, my console on one side of the screen, and then on the other side, I'll have my streaming software being displayed so I can monitor how my stream is looking while I'm live. Now, next up, we got the console. The console that I'm rocking with is the PlayStation 4 Pro. Pretty dope system. Your boy has been rocking with PlayStation since the PS1, moved up to the PS2, then I went up to the PS3. Now I'm rocking with the PS4. Probably gonna get the PS5 when it comes out soon. But yo, your boy Team PlayStation, Team Sony, yo, they make some good high quality video games, exclusive content, things like that. Your boy PS4 Pro, that's the console that I use. Now, next up, we got the camera. The camera that I use is the Canon EOS R with the 24 to 105 millimeter lens. Now, this is, like I said in the beginning, this is not a cheap camera, and I did not buy this specific for gaming. I mainly bought this for video and photography stuff, but since I had the camera, figured why not use it for the stream. So been rocking with the EOS R with the 24 to 105 millimeter lens, and I really like it because it has autofocus. I mean, when I'm streaming, you don't really need autofocus because it's not like you're moving, you know, too much. And actually, this video you're watching right now is being recorded from my EOS R, so you're getting an inside look as to how the quality looks and everything like that. I really love this camera. Pretty dope EOS R camera that I use while I'm streaming. So next up, we're gonna talk about audio. Audio is obviously crucial to any gaming setup or any live stream or video setup in general, right? If people can't hear what you're talking about, if people can't hear your gameplay, then they ain't gonna tune in, they ain't gonna rock with you. They just gonna be like, yo, we can't hear this, man. We can't see the gameplay. Yo, I'm out, on to the next. So audio is definitely key. What I'm rocking with my audio setup, I got the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. It's a pretty dope microphone. I really enjoy using it. Haven't had any issues. You can check out some of my past live streams. You can check out the quality. Pretty dope microphone. So this is the microphone that people on the stream will hear, is the sound coming through into my Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Now, another component that I use in my gaming live stream setup is the Zoom H6 voice recorder. Now, I mainly bought this for podcast work, but I figured since I had it lying around, might as well use it and incorporate it into my gaming live stream setup. Now, the way that I use this Zoom H6 is I take my audio from my console, my PS4, and I have that being sent into this Zoom H6 voice recorder and then into my laptop. So this is how I record the sound that comes out of my console. Now, next up, we got my headset. So the headset that I'm rocking with is the SteelSeries Arctis 3 headset. Headset's pretty dope. One of the things that I really like about it is it has a retractable headset. So while I'm playing, if I want to use the mic, I can pop it out. If I don't want to use it, I can pull it back in. It has a mute switch on the back if I want to mute it. So this headset's pretty dope. This is the headset I've been using on my streams. Now, the lighting setup that I use is pretty basic, pretty simple. I use the TaoTronics LED desk lamp. You can see it right here behind me. This LED lamp, I mean, it's pretty basic. It gets the job done. It has a couple of different brightness settings, so that's pretty cool if I want my face to be brighter or if I want it to be dimmer, or there's also a couple of different color temperatures that you can change from. So this is the lighting setup I use, is a simple LED desk lamp. All right, next up, we're going to be talking about capture cards. Now, capture cards is key. If you're not familiar with capture cards, basically what these do is they capture video signals and they bring those video signals into your laptop. So in this case, for gaming, I need two different capture cards. One to capture my camera feed from my Canon EOS R, and then I need another capture card to capture my video coming through from my PS4. Now, one of the capture cards that I use is an Elgato Cam Link 4K. I connect my camera to this capture card and send this through to my laptop to capture my camera video. And I also use the AV.io HD capture card to record the video coming through from my PS4. So I have my PS4 going out HDMI signal into this capture card, and then from this capture card goes into my laptop as well. Now, next up, we're going to talk about software. This is obviously the icing on the cake. This is where the video and the audio and the capture cards, this is where all those get funneled to. The software that I use is Streamlabs OBS. Pretty dope software. It's pretty common among the game streaming community. Most streamers use this software. It's been working great. It gets the job done. It's free. You can download it on Mac or on Windows. Streamlabs OBS software. Let's get it. Gaming, we lit. All right, now next up, I want to talk about some of the extra components that I use in my setup. These are things that aren't necessarily required, but are things that I have invested in just to make game streaming a little bit easier and a little bit more efficient for me. One of the things that I use is an Elgato Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is pretty cool because it has customizable buttons that allow you to basically program an action or a hotkey to a simple button. So basically how I use this while I'm streaming is I'll take my different scenes and I'll use this Stream Deck as a switcher to switch from one scene to the next. If I want to show just my gameplay, I can just push a button on the Stream Deck and it switches to that. If I want to switch and have myself on the screen in the bottom right corner or whatever, I can push a button and switch to that scene. So it's pretty dope. I use this as a switcher while I'm streaming. Now, I have the 32 button model, but there's also a 15 button model that's a little bit cheaper than the one that I have. Again, I bought this not just for gaming, but I also use this for other stuff when I'm editing and when I'm doing other stuff like that. Now, another extra component that I have is a PlayStation controller mute switch. And basically how I use this mute switch is, let's say I'm playing a game and I'm in a squad, like I'm playing Warzone or I'm playing Apex, and I want to talk to people on the stream. Maybe somebody just gave me a like, or maybe somebody gave me a follow, or maybe somebody asked me a question or whatever, and I just want to talk to people on my stream, but not to the people who I'm squatted up with in the game. Well, this mute switch allows me to mute the microphone audio so the people in the game don't hear what I'm saying. So essentially how this works, as I mentioned earlier, I use the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus to record my audio that my viewers watch on stream, but then the audio that my squad will hear will be from my headset. So this mute switch allows me to mute the audio coming through from my headset, so my squad can't hear me, but my viewers can still hear me because they're hearing the audio that's coming from my Rode microphone. Now last off, I want to talk about a couple of things to consider with my setup that I didn't go into too much detail in this video. One of those things is cables and adapters. So obviously with all these different components, I need a lot of different cables and wires and adapters to plug in and connect all these things to my laptop that I use. It only has 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. So one of the adapters that I have is this dongle. And basically what this dongle allows me to do is it allows me to also connect USB devices into my laptop and even an Ethernet cable into it and things like that. So there's a lot of cables and adapters that go into this setup as well. If you have any questions on what all I use, or you want me to go into more detail on that, I can. Just leave a comment down below if you want to see a video of me going into more detail about how I manage all the cables, what's going to what, how everything is connected. And also I didn't mention the tripod that I use and the boom arm that I use for my microphone. I will leave links to these products down in the description, but basically pretty self-explanatory. The tripod holds the camera and the boom arm holds my microphone while I'm streaming. But yo, that's it for my setup right now. That's what I've been rocking with for the past couple of streams. So hopefully you found this video helpful. As I mentioned, and as you're probably looking in the description at some of these prices, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is not a cheap setup. I'm pretty sure it adds up to over 10 grand. So by no means is this a cheap setup, but like I said, this is stuff that I bought and that I use not just for gaming, but also for other things. So if you're trying to get into gaming, I probably would not recommend a lot of this stuff, honestly, because it's overkill and you really don't need it if you're just trying to focus on gaming. So if you want some tips and tricks, or maybe if you want me to make a beginner's gaming setup recommendations video, maybe I can do that. Leave a like, comment down below if you want to see that video. But this is kind of my first tech type video like this that I've ever done. So let me know if y'all liked this type of video, if you think I should do more of my setups, things like that. Leave a comment on that as well if you think I should do more. Yo, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on any of my social media platforms. Also, check out my stream if you haven't already. I'm on Facebook, GG ScottEbruh. Check me out there. Hope to see you. It's your boy ScottEbruh, and until next time, grace, peace.